Hi everybody, welcome to another George Crafts video. Today I'm going to show you how to make Hedwig's eyes. This is the second step of the Aldi Harry Potter crochet kit that you've asked me to do a little tutorial on. So I have my yarn, my hook, my other colour of yarn that I'm going to need, and my scissors. So when you make the eyes, it says to make a magic ring with 6 double crochets. You can do that if you want. I think the way that I'm going to show you is easier. So you want to start off with your double crochet into a ring, which is something I showed you in the body video, but if you need a reminder I will show you. So we're going to make a slip knot. And we pop our loop onto our hook and tighten our knot. Then we make 1, 2 chain stitches, and then I want to start putting 6 double crochets into the first stitch. So we pass our hook through, bring the yarn back and close the 2 loops together. So that's the second stitch, that's the third stitch going in there, this is number 4, number 5, which leaves us with number 6. Now they're asking you to change colour after you've done 6 double crochets. So whilst you've got 2 loops of black yarn on your hook, you want to take your gold yarn or your yellow yarn and just fold a little loop in it, okay? And hold it like this. Hold the black yarn in the finger underneath, and then you're just going to pull this gold yarn through to close those 2 loops, okay? So that is our 6th stitch, and we can just tighten everything up by pulling. And then they've said to leave a long tail, so I'm gonna snip, get rid of the black and carry on with the gold. But what I need to do before I carry on is pop a stitch marker, and that is just a very neat way of changing colour so you don't have lots of knots and tangles all over the place. So now when we crochet, we're just going to make sure that we wrap the tail of our yellow and our black yarn inside our stitches. So we'll start the second round where we want to make some increases. So pop our hook through the first black stitch, make sure our hook passes under the tails of our black and yellow yarns, pull our yarn back and close the 2 loops together. So we're doing an increase, so we'll go back into that same hole, passing our hook underneath the tail of our black and yellow yarns again, and close the 2 loops. Okay, so that's 1 increase. Pass the hook into the next stitch now and start working in that stitch, making sure all the time that your hook goes underneath the tail of your yellow and your black yarn, and then go into that stitch again because you're making increases still. another double crochet. Okay, third stitch, another increase, so that's one double crochet, and that's two double crochets, and now stitch number 4. So all the time I'm wrapping my stitches around the tails of my yarn. Bring my hook to close that loop, and then we'll increase with the second double crochet in the same place. Okay, so once you've done 4 sets of increases, they want you to switch over to the white yarn. So we're going to do exactly the same as we just did. So I've got 2 yellow loops on my hook. Got my white coloured yarn. Need to find the end. Okay, and I'm going to just fold a little loop in it. Pop the loop over my crochet hook and close those 2 yellow loops with my white yarn. And then I'm just going to pull everything nice and tight. And then I'm going to snip off the yellow yarn because we're not working with that anymore. Move that out of the way. And now as I'm crocheting, I just want to catch all of the tails still underneath my stitches. So we'll start with our next lot of double crochet increases. So I finished that round. Now all I need to do is move my stitch marker . Okay. So there are no more colour changes. So just continue working in your double crochets around in the way that the pattern says. We will cover stitching all the eyebrows and the reflective dots and things when we sew up Hedwig right at the end, okay? So just carry on making the eye, and then I'll catch up with you again soon. So when you've finished your eye, it will look something like this. You need to leave the black tail on there to make the eyebrows, but all the rest you can just snip, readjust your stitches, and now it's all nice and neat. Okay, so make another one and then we'll talk a little bit about how to make the beak. We're ready to make the beak. So it says it's worked in rounds, but the pattern doesn't really sound to me like it's in rounds. So it wants you to start off with 3 chain stitches. So 1, 2, 3, In your second stitch it wants you to make a double crochet, and then it wants you to join back in with a slip stitch into the first chain that you made. So a slip stitch is literally, you pop your hook through the stitch, pull the yarn back through that loop and back through the first loop. So then it says fasten off and leave a long tail. So the way I fasten off is I stretch out my loop, grab the yarn, pull it nice and tight into a knot, and then I snip, leaving myself a tail to sew with, and then all you have to do is just pull it off. And apparently that is a beak. So you can do it like that, you can make up your own. Just have a go, see how you get on. Okay, I will catch up with you guys in a little while, but please do get in touch if you have any questions, and there will be another video coming making the tail and the wings. Okay, so I'll see you next time.